Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Yeah, so we're still working on Offenbach. This is the second and last of the Offenbach videos. I've got the big box upstairs. I've got a pile more up there and all sorts of other things. I tend to like music for comic operas and keep them handier in the main collection sometimes. But that's okay, because there's plenty down here to chat about. French opera overtures, the London Phil under Jean Martinon, an Australian eloquence. This has got Offenbach, well, it's got a lot. La Mariage aux Lanternes. Lanterns. Yeah, when was the last time you heard that thing? La Belle Hélène, Barbe Bleue, La Grande Duchesse de Gerolstein, and Orpheus in the Underworld, Orphée aux Enfers, Enfer, whatever it is. Then we've got also some other things. Adam, Si j'étais roi, La Dame Blanche, Le Calife de Bagdad, both by Boieldieu, and Ferdinand Hérold, Zampa. This is lovely. London Phil, Jean Martinon, early decas, 1951. In glorious mono. And boy, London Phil was a little seedy back then too. It was right after the war. Everybody was reconstructing, kind of a mess. Karajan does Offenbach overtures. Karajan, of course, had no sense of humor whatsoever. Lots of these people don't. I don't know. But this is a beautifully played collection of overtures. Oh my goodness. You've got Orpheus in the Underworld, Barbe Bleue, the Grand Duchess of, that thing. La Belle Hélène, Vert Vert. Yes, the Vert Vert overture, and the Tales of Hoffman, Barcarolle from 1981 with the Berlin Phil. Oh, it's just yummy. It's not a particularly long CD, I don't think. No, it's not, but that's okay. So that's nice to have. And then we've got, what is this? Deutsche Grammophon New Best Plus 50. Oh, it's Japanese. They do everything in these series. So the DG New Best Plus 50 and the new Deutsche Grammophon minus 49 and the new Deutsche Grammophon Best minus plus 62. And, so this is the Japanese, see, it's got Japanese things on the back. Best Plus 50. And of Offenbach, what we have is excerpts from Gaieté Parisienne, and the Mignon Overture by Thomas and Chabrier's Espagne, and the Gounod Faust Ballet music with the Boston Symphony Orchestra and Ozawa. It's gorgeously played, just beautifully played stuff, and lovely recording, and that's why I got it, even if it was the Deutsche Grammophon New Best Plus 50. Goodness gracious. Then we've got a whole pile of operas, operettas, and other goodies. We have a couple Orpheuses in the Underworld. Now, we did a repertoire video with about a dozen Orpheuses in the Underworld, but some of them I pulled up from down here. So we've got the not Orpheuses in the Underworld, Tales of Hoffman's. What am I saying? Yes, Tales of Hoffman's. That was the repertoire video. So this is the Beverly Sills one, which is really quite fine. It's really very, very good, and she sings all the main roles, which is the point. She sings all the women roles. She sings female roles: Olympia, Giulietta, Antonia, and Stella, or Antonia. And you've got Stuart Burroughs and Norman Treigle. And it was really cool as Dr. Miracle and all those nasty people. Yeah, so that's that one on Westminster. And then there was the classic second Cluitins, Tales of Hoffman, with Nikolai Gedda and Gianna D'Angelo and Elizabeth Schwarzkopf. It was like totally not Giulietta. And Victoria de los Angeles and all these other people, Nikolai Yarov and George London and Ernest Blanc. And, people who like French people doing French things like this. This is the traditional version, though. It's not one of the sort of reconstructed modern editions. So, be forewarned. But we talked about all of that stuff before, so I'm not going over it again. There's no point. Then there's this opera, Rara. Oh, I love opera, Rara. Such great stuff. They were supported by the Peter Morse Foundation until, I guess it was about 2018 when the Peter Morse Foundation used up its money. But wow. Do they have a legacy between the Opera English series and these Opera Rara recordings? They're just wonderful. So this is Robinson Crusoe. Yeah, he did a Robinson Crusoe with John Brecknock, who's a really fine tenor, actually. Yvonne Kenny, Roderick Kennedy, Enid Hartle, Martin Hill Smith, and others. Oh, Alan Opie is in here. You may have heard of him. And with the Royal Philharmonic under Alan Francis. So this was very enjoyable. I had a lot of fun listening to that. And oh yeah, this is glorious. This is wonderful. This is Die Rheinnixen, Les Fées du Rhin. This is the the German romantic opera that he wrote before. Offenbach wrote before he was like a major operetta guy in France. Because remember, he was German. Actually, he was Jewish German, to be specific. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. It's on accord, which is universal accord. It's a romantic opera in 4 acts. It was written in 1864. And let's see, this is the German version. Yes. It's got Regina Schurg, Nora Gubish, Piotr Batsala, Dalibor Yenis. Well, you never heard of any of these people, neither have I, so it doesn't matter. The Orchestre Nationale de Montpellier under Friedemann Leyer. All right, well, that's enough. No, seriously, it's a major work. Not all of it exists. I mean, apparently there was some issue with a couple numbers or something, but most of it's here. And you get to hear Offenbach doing what he would consider to be a German operetta. It's wonderfully Germanish. I mean, it's got like horn things, and it's twilighty and romantic, and it's got Rheinnixes, it's got Rhine maidens, it's the Wagnerian critters zipping around, and this was fun to discover. And the original version of the Barcarolle, which would pop up later in the Tales of Hoffman. Then we have the Brigands. The Brigands, oh, don't they look happy? Happy little Brigands in their chef's toques. With things, let's see, who's in this? With Tibert Rafali, Colette Aliot-Lugaz, Michel Trampon, Bernard Pisani, Jean-Luc Viala. Oh, it's just millions of people singing in this thing. Good grief. I mean, there's like zillions. You have Le Comte de Gloria Cassis. You know what cassis are, right? Black currants, delicious flavor. Le Baron de Campo Tasso, and all these people, my God, thousands of screaming people running around. And this is with the chorus and orchestra of the Opera de Lyon under John Eliot Gardner, that king of comedy. He's another one who has no sense of humor whatsoever. I mean, at least you always get from him clarity and efficiency. Whether you get like humor, well, the singers are doing their bests, and they're doing their best. And Gardner is there for the ride, so it's lots of fun, and it's part of that wonderful series of EMI Offenbach operettas. So you got to have it anyway. And also delicious, yes, the good old Peter Boers Foundation again on opera Rara, Christopher Columbus, an opera bouffe in 4 acts with a libretto by Don White. Yeah, look at this. You've got Christopher Columbus, but is Maurice Arthur. Beatrice, his fiancée, is Joy Roberts. Rosa Columbus, Joanna Peters. Fleurette Columbus and Gretel Columbus, or Gretel is Martin Hill Smith. Comic. Fleurette Columbus is Lisa Gray. And, oh, this is lots of fun. Alan Opie's in this, and it's the London Mozart Players, actually, under Alan Francis. Isn't that amusing? I mean, these things are wonderful. It's a shame that people don't know more about them. It really is, because there's just a huge, huge treasure trove of delicious comic opera music and wonderful stories and funny librettos, and but I can't in this format go into them in any depth. But I would love to, if I had time, we could just take each work and savor it individually, and I could play samples, and it would have been so much fun. But the industry is against me, copyright and all that. It's such a shame. And of course, there's only so much time in the universe to do these things. But Offenbach is a marvel. So grab him and enjoy it. And keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.